Hello everybody and welcome back to Imperator, where these guys are still building roads, and they're taking extraordinarily heavy attrition, but it's fine. I don't honestly care all that much. I'm not concerned about it. So this is currently upgrading to a city at this time. And I found this city up here. We definitely could use a couple of freeman districts in it, and then beyond that, what are we interested in? Well, the only real answer is a tax office at that point. There's also a city here, which has not really been developed that I just noticed. So this area up over here is low in terms of its loyalty, but this area is not. So we can definitely work on that. That is fantastic. Let's get a number of our standard buildings going here. There we go. So that is some expenditure. That's good. We need to be spending our money, and it's coming in rather quickly at this point. So we're going to get another foundry here and continue to spend this. Okay, we'll just chill here for now. Our money is relatively spent at this point. 6 stability for 10 political influence. This will put us negative. Not this time, perhaps. I would, under 99% of circumstances, take that. But I want political influence right now. So for now, we're not going to be doing that, but we will eventually be taking that again. So that's all fine. We got Tabanesi, right? It's not actually loyal at this moment. Okay, so that's going to need further work later. Lack of loyalty down here, yeah, that's a bit of a problem. For the moment, I'm not terribly concerned about it. We could put in a pair of taverns here. A lot of these cities down this way have been dealt with. Do we have this upgrading? I don't think we have any cities in this state. Let's check here. No, we do not. Okay. So getting this upgrading is a good use for that political influence. I believe it's 20 that we need for that. Yeah, so that's going to take a little bit. We're going to have to come back to that. Down this direction, again, there are no cities here. Okay, so we're going to need a fair amount of political influence out over here. What about here? Any cities in this region? No. So yeah, we need quite a lot of political influence out here. We need like 60 in total. So I'm glad we didn't spend that on stability. We've got the city of Soleb down here, and we should definitely be building this. Papyrus? Okay. And this guy's harsh, sure. I'm going to make this be a research city. It's not necessarily the best thing in the world, but I do want to have a smattering of these here and there, because eventually we know that our ratio isn't going to be correct. Eventually. But that's a long ways out, so I'm not too concerned about it. We're going to get that going. Okay, down this direction. This is already set up reasonably well for a slave city. So that seems fine. We'll get a trio of mills in here, and then we'll go for some slave traders. We will need to wait for some additional gold, but that is not too concerning. I think at this point it's very clear that we are developing our cities faster than we're conquering them, so that is a very good thing. We are delighted to see that. So let's get another pair of slave traders here, and then taverns to fill this out. Oratory advances. Noted. Okay, let's see what we can get here. This is going to be our last siege tech. Yeah, engineer maintenance cost reduction. So that sounds phenomenal. From here, we're going to be starting to boost up supply limits. That'll be very good for our beleaguered troops over here. They're having a rough go of it. And that's because this desert has no food at all. Like, none. I mean, I'm wondering if we need to actually have them take a break. I'm thinking we do, actually. So unfortunately, that means we're going to lose all of this ordering. I'm going to tell them to report back to Omana for right now and exit road build. I'm going to have these guys exit their drill. And they're going to come down here and they're going to take part of this because we need to handle this situation. We absolutely do. These guys need to get food. So we're going to move them in here, and they're going to start replenishing their food in theory. There is lots of food here, so we should definitely be replenishing that. We have enough money to restore this, actually. But this guy can cover the costs. I'm sure he'll be fine. So I do want to pop back down over this direction where we were... No, I don't want to recruit this merc. Where we were working on this city, right? It actually doesn't need work at this moment. We hadn't started that yet. So that seems fine. Okay, so we're going to put this force onto road build. And they're now going to come down and build along here. So basically, they're going to build this entire section of the road that we were just starting to build with the other force. They're just going to come down like this. It looks like we got this section completed. So they're just going to finish up there. So they're going to get that started while these guys work on recovering and building their food capacity back up. So that'll be fine. I'm going to tell them to work on drilling for right now. Supply limit there is 54. And I'm not sure if we're going to go over that or not, but I definitely want this force to come on down. Okay, so that looks good. Now, I do want to come back over this direction. We produce wild game here, which is not particularly amazing, but let's get some taverns in here. There we go, and a forum. That'll be fine. Wife required for this guy. There aren't many of those, so we're going to go with no on that one. We do have a scorned family, and I would like to put a scorned family member in here. Yeah, you'll do. Cool. So that looks fine. We know that this is actually loyal enough now to get rid of these fortresses. That's great. Absolutely really, really good. So we certainly want to put a foundry in here and start exporting this stone. So we can grab a couple of mills, of course. And we'll get our slave traders and taverns going. Just waiting for that month tick. There we go. And then one more month tick for the taverns. And then we're even going to be able to build 3 forums and a freeman district here. Decent population. I like it. We are losing loyalty at this moment, but, I mean, it's fine. I'm really not too concerned about it. So there's another gold influx, so we'll get some taverns going and a forum. And then we'll check in pretty soon on our road builders again. That's going to need some work. I do want to get this guy upgrading. So let's get that going right now. Excellent. And then we want to put in a pair of forums here. And then the last thing that we're going to put in here is a freeman district. So we'll just wait for the month tick on that. And then the question is, what does Napata need? Well, we'll find out in a moment here. Okay, there's the gold coming in. So Napata is awkward, is the way I'm going to put this. Yeah, this is awkward. Okay, let's delete these 2 shrines. And I'm going to delete the slave trader and the 3 forums as well. Let's make this into a research city. So we'll put 2 noble districts in. We'll need a couple of citizen districts like this. And then we're going to need 3 courts of law and 3 academies. Just waiting for the month tick for that. So that'll be a moment here. There we go. Another advancement coming through. Nice. So that is a civic advance. Sure. And, yeah, we'll have this guy flogged. Let's grab fighting season for now to grab that sweet, sweet plus 5% supply limit. Not like that's going to fix our problems in the desert, but it'll help anyway. So we're waiting on the month tick here, and we're going to get academies queued up here in Napata. There we go. We can get 2 of them queued. A bountiful harvest. Ooh, I'm going to take the money here. Wonderful. So that gives us 3 academies, and from there we would just build like 5 libraries. And that's Napata good to go. So we should have some of these. Yeah, we're going to finish up in a cell very, very shortly. So that's this up over here. We know that this needs to be upgraded as well, and we know that something over here needs to be upgraded. I'm probably going to have it be this city, but a cell finishing up is going to be wonderful. So let's just let that finish, and then we're going to put all this money into that immediately. We do need a new governor in Arabia Felix, and that will be this guy for now. Okay, so back over to a cell here. There we go. This became a city, and we're going to make that into, of course, a slave city. It produces stone, so that will be wonderful. We'll get all of that going. I guess we can have a great temple here. We don't really need it, though, so no, I'm not going to actually queue that up. Okay, something like that. Cool, so that's good to go, and then we can come down over here. So there is a city in this state, so no upgrade needed here. Wild game? Okay. Mediocre at best. Well, that's fully queued up anyway. And we do need a new governor in Mesopotamia, apparently. And we have a scorned family, so let's make sure that we put in a scorned family member here. Governors are good for that. And we still have another scorned family in Punt, huh? Do they have anyone that can actually have a job? That's the question that must be asked at this time. Yes, this guy. Okay. So that'll be fine for now. And then, of course, we were working our way through here. Now, Marat is going to be a long ways before that's ready to go. We know that this needs a city upgrade and this needs a city upgrade. So we need a lot of political influence for both of those. So I think for now, we should probably just continue to head down over this direction. So we see that there's Daru over here. It produces cloth. We already have 3 shrines here, which are really not very necessary. We can get rid of those. We also have a forum and a great temple. The great temple is no longer really necessary. We can get rid of that. And I guess we could make this into a slave city, or we could make it into a research city. And I'm going to do the latter here. So we'll get those going. There we go. We're going to need our courts of law here, of course. And we're going to need a month tick in order to finish this up. Actually, probably one more beyond this. So let's get this court of law built right about now. There we go. And then we're going to need to build academies so we can get one of those done. We just got a breakthrough. So that gives us an invention. And from here, we could grab anything in here, basically, would be good. So we could grab military sponsors for the moment. That'll boost up our general loyalty by 5, which is wonderful. We're delighted by that. And then we're going to need another academy here, but this is actually the last building that we can put in here. Well, we don't actually need the forum if we're making this into a research city. So we can delete that and put that in as an academy instead. So then we've got Halfa up over here. And this produces precious metals, so that's very obviously something that we want to put in slaves for. Okay, we need a governor, but no scorned family, so that sounds great. So here in Halfa, we certainly do want to put in a foundry. And we're going to put in some mills as well. Let's wait on the month tick to put in any more. I want to check in on the status of these guys. They've still got food for now. And the status of these guys, they've nearly recovered. Okay. So I'm going to take them off of drill, and they're going to come down over this way. With their goal being, they're going to do some of the cross-hatching that they had set up previously. So they're going to come down here, and then they're going to come this direction, and I think we're going to do a connection here, and then a connection here. And then probably have them come up this direction, make sure that there's a connection here. And I'm thinking maybe something should be done over this way. Like that. And then they can come back over here, do a connection right there, and then a connection up over here. And then finally, they can do one, say, here or so. Kind of like that. Okay, so they can get going on that, and all of this road construction should be done fairly soon. Now that we have 2 working on it, it should go quite a lot faster. Okay, so back down over here, we did not finish Halfa yet, so let's get ourselves a couple of mills and 3 slave traders. We're going to wait on a gold influx for the tavern. Of course, we're going to be making less gold since we've got 2 units making roads right now. These guys didn't actually build up any food. That's interesting. Regardless, they should work through that fairly quickly, so I'm not too concerned about it, hopefully. I hope that they work through that quickly. We're going to get a pair of taverns here, and then this is going to be full up. So no problem there. Then we can come down to Bum down here. And that produces wild game, which is definitely a bummer. There's no doubt about that. We're going to get a mill in here as soon as the month tick goes in regardless, and that'll be fine. We're making a lot of progress on getting these cities developed, and that is phenomenal. There are still a lot of cities to go over here in Africa. No doubt about it. We have a long ways to go. We're at 19 political influence right now. We should probably come up to here and get this upgrading. Produces precious metals too, so that's not bad. So let's get this upgraded immediately. There we go. And we're going to want to get this guy upgraded as well too. Well, maybe not specifically that one. It's probably fine, actually. The others are kind of mediocre. But let's head on over to Bum here and get ourselves a pair of additional slave traders. And we're also interested in putting in all 3 of our taverns. That maxes out this city for now. We have a martial perk available, and sure, we can take some discipline, I guess. We need a new governor for Greece, and this guy will do the trick. Okay, so down over here, we know that Araba here is a city with no structures in it. Okay, it also produces wild game, which is not ideal. There are a number of cities down over here now that we're getting out of the desert. Indeed, there's definitely quite a lot of them. This province has no city. Noted. Okay, so we're going to need to get a couple of upgrades down over here for sure. And Marat, when is that going to be done? 193 days? Okay, that's a ways out yet. So we can definitely get another city going here. I'm going to do Araba next, and let's get this foundry going. A trade hub is developing. Okay, we'll definitely pull in some, I guess citizens are fine. And let's get a couple of mills queued up here, and then we'll need to wait on the month tick to queue any more. We're making really, really good solid progress on getting all of these buildings built, and as they get built and as pops move into these areas, we're going to see a very large increase in our income. We've already been seeing that. It's going to get insane. So let's grab this mill here, and let's put in a slave trader. I'm not going to do a second one because of the current level of cost, but we're going to definitely want to get another one going after the month tick. There we go. And then we can do 2 of our taverns. Hang on. We're in a war. Okay. So that happened. Let's call down Esther here. There we go. Unintegrated culture popping happiness and pops converting over. So that is nice. No colonizable territories right now. We are in a war against whom? This is a rebellion. Okay. That's noted. These guys are going to be done with their road build very, very shortly. Let's let them finish. Any moment now. Any moment now. Now they're done. This move doesn't need to happen because this was already pre-built. Although a connection here wouldn't be terrible. There already is one. Okay, we're fine. So we're going to move on up to here then, and they're going to walk up there on the roads, and they'll travel reasonably quickly. So that seems great. These guys are going to keep road building for a while, and they have no food, but I guess that's fine for the moment. So down over this direction, we are interested in building in the city of Moreau. Is there anything else in here for cities? No. Okay. This is a bit of a mess as it is. It produces cloth. I'm thinking about making this be a research city. It's already got some decent structures for it. We don't really need the Great Temple anymore, so we can ditch the foundry, ditch the Great Temple, ditch the tavern, ditch the 2 shrines. The Grand Theater, I think, is fine to keep. Get rid of the 2 forums. Get rid of the 2 aqueducts. Everything else we keep. but that's not very much. So we can get a pair of noble districts in here, and then a pair of citizen districts, or rather a trio of citizen districts. And then, of course, we need to build some court of laws. So we would get 2 of those done. We could probably argue to get the 3rd done. Almost certainly. Let's do that. And then we're going to need 2 academies. Beyond that, all we're interested in putting in here is probably libraries. So 1 and 2 academies, and then we'd need 4 libraries. So on the next month tick, we'll be able to get all 4 of those done. So that seems excellent. Marat is about to finish up, so we're going to need to go grab that. Okay. Marat has become a city, and that is understood. That's right up over here. Month tick comes through. Okay. So now we need to put in 4 libraries here. And now Marat needs to be developed, right? We'll need to wait for some gold to come in, which seems fine. And these guys, they're going to finish their road build very, very shortly. We need to conclude this siege very swiftly, which hopefully we will. We need a new governor up here, and we have a scorned family, so it will be this guy. And then back down in Marat, we're just waiting for that month tick to come through, because we absolutely want to put a foundry here. Precious metals are really, really worth building a foundry for. So that sounds great. I'm going to get ourselves a pair of mills queued up there as well, and then we'll come back. How are we doing on this siege? All the way up to 28 already. Okay, so these guys are building the road up this way, and then they are going to go through here. It's going to be mildly awkward, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Hopefully the siege will finish up before they get there. We'll see. And it finished right there. Perfect. So they ceased to exist. Okay, that'll have to be recolonized. That's understood. Let's move these guys for now up to... I actually kind of want to move them all the way back over this way. Let's move them back to Jerusalem for now. There's also this fort here that I feel like really shouldn't exist. Let's get rid of that. This produces opium. Okay, I guess that's fine. We can get that started constructing, but we're going to... Actually, yeah, we're going to come back to that later. That's okay. I want to get these African areas done first. I'm trying to rather systematically go through all of our buildings in various... Or rather, go through all of our cities in various regions and get it all finished up. Or at least... as finished up as it's going to be on this first pass, which is not going to be tremendously finished, but somewhat finished. Yeah, we should be able to do that. Okay, so are these guys done with their road build yet? Yes, they are. They're going to exit road build, and I want them to come sit over here in Vorsiv. And hopefully they'll start building up some actual food. Prosperity, huh? Yeah, we'll take the taxes. Excellent. We are slightly negative in our stability at this moment. Our aggressive expansion has dropped significantly, and that's absolutely understood. Now, we did finish up in Marat, which means that we need to come down over here and be putting in money over this way, right? Gemstones? Sure. That seems absolutely fine. And yeah, we do have some disloyal provinces brewing up. We should probably let our aggressive expansion go all the way to 0, to be honest. Okay, I guess this guy will do. He's terrible at the job, but whatever. We do have some scorned families here, and we do want to get those taken care of. Not a lot of options here. In fact, our ruling family doesn't have anyone who doesn't have a job right now. So I'm going to put this guy in. That's a little spooky. Yeah, there's just not very many people here right now. I mean, we do have a spouse, so we're working on it. Seems relatively fine. So down over here, we currently have... Yes, we'll adopt people in. Absolutely. Down here, we currently have this setup, right? I'm going to get rid of the shrine here. The Grand Theater is absolutely fine to keep around. We would like to continue to integrate pops into our culture. Assimilate is the term. That is absolutely fine. And we're going to get these mills built up. We're at 6 out of 13 here, so that seems wonderful. Okay. Wife required. Not our problem. I do want these guys to get to drilling, so we'll do that. And hopefully they're building up food now. Yeah, they are. Okay, beautiful. And then these guys, they're almost out of food, but they should start to build up food very quickly here. Luckily, we can get around extraordinarily swiftly. Look at that. We broke 400 gold per month. I love it. Okay, we're going to get these guys to drilling. That might drop us back below 400 gold per month, which is fine. Okay, so we're going to put in a slave trader and 3 taverns here for sure. That puts us at 12 of 12, so that is wonderful. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue to drop our aggressive expansion. I don't really want to go to war for a bit unless our aggressive expansion is going to completely go away, because we know that we have this provincial disloyalty brewing up, right? And I would like to handle that. Some of these are handleable by harsh treatment, most likely, but not all of them, I don't think. I'd also like to finish going through all of our cities out over this way. We don't actually have that many to do. We've gotten a lot of them finished, and we're seeing very, very good returns on that. So that is definitely a good thing to do. But it is time to put that cut in, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and, well, I was going to say in next episode we're going to work on all of that stuff, I guess. I just spelled it out. I don't know what I'm doing at this point. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy McGar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse Xenocyte, Hero Marutsu, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.